Hi, it is day 40, and this is Ellie Walsh. So, some people are saying things like, I don't know about this belief stuff, if that's all there is to it, about that vibration. Because, there was a time in my life I really believed that relationship was the relationship, or I really believed I was going to get that job, or I really believed, and insert whatever it is, and it didn't happen. So, what's with that? So, I understand feeling like that, because I've been there, done that. So let me tell you a story. About, 25 years ago, I was a wood carver. Now that was a dream come true, and that's a whole nother story. And I was truly carving. I was carving faces in driftwood, and I was going to arts and crafts shows, selling my work. But let me tell you what. First of all, I had a little bit of a challenge when people called me an artist, because I was not a trained artist. And today when I look back, I was an artist, okay? And I made beautiful pieces. But I wasn't able to 100% say that. As a matter of fact, I could have told you the flaws in every one of my pieces. So, that's whatever. I'm at these arts and craft fairs, and the idea, struggling artist, well, that was me. And it was getting difficult. I was putting out more money than I was bringing in. And every time I would get like, I'd get this feeling though, stay true to this. And I loved this. I need you to know I loved this. Okay, from going to find the driftwood, in essence, allowing it to tell me what face it was, and then carving this. I loved doing this. And I worked much more than an 8-hour day. I was always in my garage carving and carving. So, but I wasn't making a lot of money. In many months I was putting out more money than I was making. And it would, start to hit me, and then I would go, I would just get this feeling, this voice, the voiceless voice, just keep doing what you're doing. And so I did. And then finally there was a point that was really impossible anymore. Okay, I wasn't paying my bills. I couldn't keep doing this, and I finally realized I had to let this go. And I think there was a job situation that I was able to step into, and I made the decision to do it. But I can remember sitting on the ground on the side of the road, rocking back and forth. Sometimes you see a kid crying, rocking back and forth, crying, because I felt abandoned. I really felt abandoned. Because as I had gone through this discovery that I could even be a wood carver, and, I was already into, we weren't talking about law of attraction then, and I didn't understand mindset then, but I was already following Wayne Dyer, Your Thoughts Create Your Life, and my life had already changed a tremendous amount, so I was like learning, and I was getting this, but part of me wanted to throw that all away. They're lying, it's not true, that old way of thinking of, only some people make it, and that was all rushing back in as I was sitting on the side of the road crying, truly feeling abandoned. That, I didn't use the word God, but that's, God, the universe, abandoning me. I believed I could do this, and it was gone. It was away. I had to let it go. So I was heartbroken. I truly was heartbroken. Now, I didn't step away from Wayne Dyer and all these other, Louise Hay, and reading all this information. I was feeling a little cynical for a while, but I didn't step away from it. And today when I look back, I understand it all. It makes perfect sense to me today, okay? And even the fact that I didn't step away from it, because when you expand, you can never go back. You really can't. So I'm glad I followed that. Even though I was a little annoyed and cynical for a while, I kept reading because I came back to it. And then truly it was an opportunity for me, because so many more doorways, and I don't mean, physical doorways. I mean emotional doorways and mindset doorways opened for me because of this situation. But let's go back to the belief. You go, well, you believed you would do it. I did believe it. At least I thought I did. And now when I look back and understand the old stories, okay, my family thought I was crazy doing this. I come from, white collar workers, and they were not business owners. So I had no business experience. My family truly believed in the paycheck, and they truly believed the starving artist, scenario, that if you were an artist, you were never going to make money. So I was raised with those beliefs, and I had not yet shifted them. What I had done was I put a blanket over them and made believe they weren't there. So now when so it made perfect sense. When I look back now, what I realize is I didn't really believe. This is what was going on for me. I wanted so badly to believe that I believed. Let me say that again, because some of you might be sitting in this position right now. I wanted so badly to believe that I believed. But I hadn't yet. And the reason why is because I put a blanket over those old stories. I tried to bury them instead of shifting them. And that's the difference. So it doesn't mean those old stories haunt you forever. But if you're just trying to ignore them, and this is the problem when people say this is about positive thinking. No, it's not. Because you can do all the positive thinking you want if you're not purposely being aware of how you feel. And I don't even know if it's self-honest enough. I wasn't self-aware enough at that time to realize, because when I would feel that fear of, because I did, feel that fear of, oh, I'm not really an artist, and I just ignored it. I didn't shift it. I just ignored it. So do not ignore those warnings that you get. If you're thinking about being really successful and you have this feeling like, oh, don't go, oh, make believe it's not there. No. Acknowledge it. Oh, I really am feeling like this. How can I shift this? How can I experience this differently? Way back in all the videos I've done so far is about all of this. So if you're just catching this for the first time, go back to all the other videos because you will see how to shift it. And if you're in that scenario where you're thinking you believe, you might be in that position of you want so badly to believe that you believe. It's okay. Just shift it. Just acknowledge it now and shift it. I will see you on day 41. Come over our Facebook page, talk to me. Questions, comments. You want to know more about what I do? You want to know more about the business I'm in, Empower Network? That's where to get me, is at the Facebook page. Have a great evening. I'll see you tomorrow.